Hello and welcome. A very happy Independence Day to all our viewers. My special guest today is a national sporting icon. She's also been a world #1 in doubles. Sania Mirza, a very warm welcome to NDTV. You've been away for almost 2 years now. Any thoughts, any plans for a comeback?
Well, hopefully that's the plan. I think, a lot changes after you have a baby, not just physically, but also emotionally. So yeah, it is the happiest thing that could have ever happened to me. But there are a lot of things that you need to juggle as a mother as well. So I'm trying to do that, and I've started practicing, and so the plan is to try to come back by January. Hopefully my body will support me.
Sania, tell me, how tough is it to get back into a competitive game like tennis? I mean, after a layoff, even Serena Williams has not had a win. I mean, there was, of course, Kim Clijsters, who did win after having a child. So, do you think it's going to be easy or difficult?
Well, it's obviously very tough. I think tennis in general is tough, mother or not. So I think, especially when you're trying to make a comeback, it is going to be hard. But it's not about anything else. It's about the love for the game and for the love for competition, and which is why I want to even come back. And like I said, if my body allows me and it's letting me, compete at my best level that I think that I can compete at, then I will definitely give it a go. So we just have to wait and watch for the next couple of months. It's crucial for me to understand that, where I stand physically, especially. Yeah, it is very difficult because, after a child, a lot of things change as well. As a mother, your priorities change. All of a sudden, everything's about the baby and nothing about yourself. So there are a lot of things that change. So it is putting that emotional side to it, aside as well, and trying to compete and be the best that you can be. So I've been able to, obviously lose the weight, get strong again after the pregnancy and everything. But to compete at the highest level is something that it's completely different. So I'm just going to take it one day at a time and one step at a time and see where this takes me.
You've always excelled in the doubles game. So when you get back, it's largely going to be that?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan for now.
Any particular players you want to partner with in the doubles and the mixed doubles?
Well, right now we're still in August, so I think that it's still a few months away before I plan that comeback. So I need to sort of know when exactly I'm going to start playing again to actually look at people. There are a few people obviously who don't have consistent partners and stuff. So we'll just have to wait and watch. I mean, there's nobody that I can totally name right now and say this is the person that I would love to play with.
You've achieved so much at every level of the game. You won the Wimbledon, you won the US Open. For you, what is there that's left for you to achieve?
That's the only reason I want to play, is because I still want to achieve more. I mean, if that hunger was not there, then there was no point in trying to play tennis again. So I think that but I have to say that if I can look back at my career and if it's at a stop right now and I plan to retire, hypothetically speaking, I would not regret it, because I would have achieved everything that I would have ever dreamt of. But having said that, I think that whatever I achieve after this, it's almost like a second innings in my life. And so whenever I do, even coming back to competition and coming back to my playing best, I think will be an achievement for me, because I think it's very, very difficult to understand what it takes to give birth and then come back to playing at the highest level of sport. So I'm just going to take it, like I said, I'm going to take it by the day. I'm going to enjoy this process as well and enjoy this journey. It's a new journey for me, and my son is my inspiration in many ways, and I'm going to just enjoy this ride with him.
A second innings. So in terms of your skill set, any changes that you would like to make?
Yeah, to a large extent, it is like about changing things. I mean, the game is changing so rapidly, tennis, every few months, that I think you have to up your game and you have to change your set of skills if you're able to. And so yeah, I mean, I've been out of the game almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in October, which doesn't seem honestly, it doesn't feel like it's been 2 years, but it has been 2 years. And so I'm just going to come back to competing training. Let's see how my body is reacting to competition, how I am reacting to competition, how my game is reacting to competition, and then take it from there.
This also something interesting in the Indian tennis scene. After you, there's really no one. There's a huge gap. Why is that? And what do you think takes to train and nurture young players?
Yeah, I mean, this is a question I've been answering for the last 12 to 15 years, who after me, and unfortunately we've come empty with an answer every time. And sure, there are young players who show promise, but they're not able to make that next jump to the next level. There are a bunch of reasons for that. But I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, how do you nurture young players? The problem is that nobody wants to nurture the young players. They want to jump on the bandwagon after they've made it. So it doesn't work that way. You can't have a sporting culture like that. You have to pick up kids when they are 8 years old, 7 years old, and then nurture them from then, spot their talent, give them the right kind of training, get them the right kind of facilities, the coaches, and obviously we as a system are not the best, to say the least. I think we are someone that lack a system in tennis, and this has been said enough number of times by all the players that I can think of, whether it was me, whether it was Leander, whether it was Mahesh, whether it was Vijay Amritraj or Somdev Varman or Ramesh Krishnan. We were all produced by our parents, so to say. It was not from the system. So I think that once you have a system and you have infrastructure and you have coaches and you have people who are sitting there to spot the talents at a very, very young age, is when you will have sort of a system going where kids are nurtured into becoming champions, which is when we will have a champion every few years rather than every 20-25 years.
Looking ahead, you were so close to the podium in Rio. So now there are plans to conquer Tokyo in 2020?
Well, if I'm able to get back to playing tennis, definitely Rio is something that I would love to compete. I mean, if Rio, I was in Rio and we almost made it, but I think Japan is something that I will definitely look at. I would definitely, if you asked me 3 years ago, if I would be playing the next Olympics, my answer was probably no. So if I'm able to come back and if I'm able to play, then definitely I think Japan 2020 is something that will be one of the main focuses.
Interestingly, also, there was a lot of very good feedback on your commentating stint during the recent Wimbledon series. What was that like?
No, it was a lot of fun, and it's something that comes so naturally to me in terms of, there's no sort of effort that goes into it, because I understand the game and I've played with almost all of them who are competing over there. So, it's a lot easier for me to understand. I know them personally as well. So, it's very interesting to sit on the other side and actually watch them and analyze the way that they react or that they've played.
A lot of controversy during the Cricket World Cup, and you responded quite strongly. What was that experience like?
No, I'd rather not talk about this because I don't think that it's relevant at all, to be very honest.
But social media in general, Sania, it can be quite a negative place. How do you deal with it, especially with the trolls?
No, I think social media is like anything else in the world. It's got its pros and cons. Sometimes the cons outweigh the pros, and that's when you have to sign off for a few days. So I think social media is something that's a great way to reach out to your true fans, to reach out to your followers, people who follow you, people who look up to you, or kids who want to see what you've been doing, how much you're working, or whatever. But I think there are obviously those few people who who are probably, for me, social media trolls are basically cowards who are just sitting behind, computers or their phones or their laptops and just basically have that power of writing and being anonymous. So I think that for me, I don't pay so much attention to them, but there will be one-off bad day when I'll wake up and I'll want to say something off to someone, only because that's the human in me probably, and that's how everybody works. I think you have to take social media with a pinch of salt, the good and the bad, sometimes even a fist of salt, I guess.
I think everybody just has that day when they have to give it back. But speaking of roles, a new one for you, being a mom. Izan is now about 9 months old. What is that like?
It is the most fulfilling and the most giving, I think, feeling that there ever is. It's the most selfless love that I've ever felt, and I never understood it when my mom used to tell me all my life that you'll understand when you become a mother, which all mothers do, I think. And for me, the moment that I held my son in my hands, it was the most amazing moment, and it's been so much fun. He's a lot of fun. He's a really good baby, and he's really happy. And so touch wood, it's been so much fun, and I'm looking forward to many years of this. And I think as tennis players, to some extent, we are a bit self-absorbed into our own training and our own diet and our own warm-up and cool down, and it's all about us. And then the minute the baby comes, it's not about us anymore, and it's the most natural progression into that. So it's definitely made me, it's evolved me into a better person, I think, being a mother.
But you being so famous, there's always paparazzi around, forever clicking pictures of the two of you. Does that bother you?
See, I think that it's just about acceptance, and to be very honest with you, I think when you have, I was in the public eye from a very, very young age, since I was 15 years old, and it was by no means easy. So I as a mother, and we as parents, we'll do whatever we can to protect our son, and to try to give him the most normal childhood, whatever that means, possible. But we understand that being public figures, it's not possible for us to do that all the time. And today with the social media and the paparazzi culture, it's very, very difficult, to sort of shy him away or keep him hidden, so to say. So I don't think that it's bothersome, so to say, but I, as a parent, have to try to bring some normalcy to his life, right? He can't always be expected to be clicked everywhere that he goes as growing up. So I need to balance it out, and we as parents need to balance it out. So I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet how I'm going to do it, but I try whatever I can. But the media and the photographers, they love him, and he loves them back, to be very honest. And he's always, I'm amazed by the fact that he's, even when there's like 10, 15 people in front of him clicking pictures, he just stares right at them and he smiles. And it's pretty amazing to me that at 9 months or 8 months, a child has so much awareness about it. But that's the world we're living in today. You have to just accept it and sort of, try to do your best, whatever you can.
So Izan has a cricketing star as a father, a tennis superstar as a mother. What lies in the future for him? Is it going to be tennis or cricket?
He'll choose whatever he wants. To be very honest, no, he'll choose whatever he wants. We have not once actually thought about it, because we'll be more than happy if he becomes a doctor. I always tell people, oh great, he's going to be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. He can do whatever he wants, it really doesn't matter. Obviously, I would imagine he might have a little bit of, hopefully he'll have a little bit of good genes of ball sense in him with hand-eye coordination. So we'll see, we'll really see what he chooses. He can be whatever he wants.
Recently, Shoaib also retired from one part of the game. Are you going to encourage him also to make a comeback?
No, he's just retired from ODIs. He's still playing 2020, so he's not really he's not really relaxing at all. I mean, he's playing more cricket than he was with the amount of leagues that happen throughout the world. He's still traveling about 30 weeks a year, and he's still playing 2020 for his country.
On another note, you have so many friends in Bollywood. So are there any plans for acting?
For me to act? That's not going to happen. But there is a biopic that's coming on me, Ronnie Screwvala is producing it, which we just signed on the dotted lines a few months ago. So that's in the pipeline, yes. But me acting is definitely not.
So are you going to be hands-on during the making of the film?
No, Ronnie Screwvala is producing it, and it's the story about my life. So definitely I'll be hands-on on it in terms of, with the writers and everything. So we're really looking forward to it.
Sania Mirza, thank you so much for speaking to us today. Best of luck with everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.